Hey Waffle Gang, I do hope you're well. My name is Mark and today we're checking out some more Reddit stories. And if you do love a Reddit story, why not consider hitting that like, subscribe, maybe that notification bell too. And let's crack on with today's first story. Much love, guys. Now today's first story comes from Temperature Overall 94 from the Am I the Arsehole subreddit and says, "Am I the arsehole for giving my wedding dress to my future daughter-in-law instead of my stepdaughter? I, 42 female, got married 24 years ago. I decided that if I had a daughter, I would pass the dress and accessories on to her. I chose a simple, elegant dress, rather than what was fashionable at the time, because I wanted something timeless that people could wear for generations to come. I had my son Mark, now 22 male, a year after, and his father passed away when he was young. I raised Mark as a single mum for several years. I decided that when Mark married, I would give my dress and accessories to his wife. When I was 33, I met Rob, now 52 male. I fell in love with him and we quickly married. He became a great father figure for Mark, and I was so excited to have a stepdaughter, Molly, now 24 female. Our relationship with Molly had a rocky beginning. I've been patient and gentle with her. I offered to take her shopping or get her nails done. I asked Rob about her favorite foods and made sure to cook those. She made it clear that she didn't see me as her real mum. Years passed and I never changed the way I treated Molly. My door was always open for her, but she never changed the way she thought about me. She called me a trophy wife to my face. If I ever threw a charity event, she would remark, "Wow, you're so generous with Dad's money." Well, she didn't say anything explicitly. I could tell she looked down on me for not having a college degree. A couple of years ago, I made a final offering to Molly. I brought her into my closet and showed her the dress and accessories. I told her I would love for her to wear them at her wedding. Some alterations would have to be done. I'm 5'9" and a size 4, while Molly is 5'4" and a size 8. But we could make it work. Molly scoffed and said I had archaic values and that the dress was trashy, and walked out. That really hurt because she knew what the dress meant to me, and she didn't care. After that, I stopped making as much of an effort to build a relationship with her. 2 months ago, Mark proposed to his college sweetheart, Lucy, with whom I have a great relationship. When Lucy mentioned dress shopping, I showed her my dress. Lucy tried it on, and it fit like a glove. She fell in love with it, and I told her the dress, shoes, and accessories were hers. She was so happy, she literally cried. However, a couple of days ago, Molly reached out to me out of the blue to ask if the dress was still available. I told her I had given it to Lucy. She asked if I could get it back from Lucy since I offered it to her first. And I told her 1, she said she didn't want it. 2, it fits Lucy perfectly. And 3, Lucy is the only one getting married within the foreseeable future. Now Molly is saying I'm favoring Lucy over her because she's conforming to traditional standards of femininity, getting married and being thin. That's absolute baloney. But it got me thinking that if the roles were reversed and Lucy was the one asking for the dress after initially turning it down, would I give it to her? Is Molly right that I'm favoring Lucy? Am I the arsehole? This just feels to me that Molly found out Lucy has the dress now, and so now Molly wants it. She just wants to cause more trouble for you, and you didn't have to give us 3 reasons. Number 1 was enough, that she said she didn't want it, that was it. And let's face it, she treated you like shit by the sounds of it. And it's quite frankly that simple to me. But all knows and people says, not the arsehole. Molly only wants it because Lucy has it. Lucy recognized how precious this dress was to you and treated it accordingly. Molly turned her nose up in an attempt to hurt you. Lucy accepting the dress sounds like a wonderful bonding moment for you both. Cherish the memory and ease your mind. You've done nothing wrong. Get it to say if Molly isn't getting married, I wouldn't put it past her to take the dress to cut it up into something else. That's a good point as well. Another commenter says this is the answer. She found out that you gave it to Lucy, so now she says she wants it. Listen, she's just going to cut it up and throw it in your face anyway, if you give it to her, breaking yours and Lucy's hearts at the same time. Avoid any drama. What's done is done. Quiet Ad says she probably doesn't remember what the dress looks like. OP should just buy one in a vintage store and see what Molly's up to. Team Glider says this is brilliant. Probably don't even need a vintage store. My thrift stores always have wedding dresses. Tangerine Bouquet says not the arsehole. Why did Molly even reach out to you about the dress, given that she's not getting married? What does she even want to do with something she considers trashy? It's obvious that she only wanted to hurt you here because she knew you were giving it to someone else. It has no meaning to her other than as a way to hurt you. You've already given the dress away, so you are done here. Wary Dragonfly says she heard it was given away and now Molly wants to stir up shit to whine to daddy about. Ecstatic says this absolutely must be the answer. She's just trying to make her a victim, and I wouldn't be surprised at all if she only wants it to destroy it. The OP came in to update their post and says, wow, thank you for all of your kind words. I wanted to give an update to respond to general questions and comments. First, I want to say the fact that most of the comments are not the arsehole is very reassuring. It makes me feel better about my decision to not give my dress to Molly. I saw some comments suggesting this, so I would like to let you know that I already gave the dress to Lucy and it's safe in her apartment now. Molly has already been bugging Lucy about the dress, but Lucy told me there's no way in heck she's giving it away. Some of you have also been wondering about Mark and Rob's responses. Mark is currently out of town on business and I've had no communication with him on this matter. I'm sure he'll be supportive of Lucy though. I did not bring this up to Rob because while Molly and I have a difficult relationship, I don't want to sow division between her and her father. However, Rob brought it up last night, saying Molly had contacted him on the matter. Rob was like, "You aren't going to give it to her, are you?" When I said no, he told me to promise him I would not give the dress to her. It was very comforting to know Rob is on my side. Another thing I want to get clear. I do not expect Molly to conform to certain standards. When I referred to traditional standards of femininity, getting married and being thin, I was paraphrasing words that came out of her mouth. I was raised in a traditional household, but I understand that a lot of women, especially young women, do not share my values. Frankly, Lucy doesn't either. She has an engineering degree and openly talks about wanting to prioritize her career over starting a family, at least for the foreseeable future. And I couldn't be happier for her. I do realize that I could have done a better job communicating to Molly that I don't care what she does as long as she is a good person and she leaves the world better than she found it. Lastly, because after reading the comments I fear I painted Molly in a bad light. I should say that Molly has had a rough life due to the divorce between Rob and her biological mother. I've never met her mother and I don't want to go into gross detail on the internet about someone's life other than my own. But I will say that her relationship with her mother is not great. I think Molly might be projecting aspects of that relationship onto me. However, your comments have helped me realize she is in the wrong in this situation. I've also realized that this isn't on me to build a relationship with her. She has to work at it too, and so far she is not. I'm never going to shut her out, but at this point, if she wants to connect with me, she has to be the one making the effort. I really hope the best for her, but she sure as heck isn't getting that dress. Now, I'm going to turn this one to you guys. What do you guys make of this situation? Maybe you see something else in this story. Let us know your thoughts down in the comments below, and let's move on to another story. And it seems we're going down the wedding path on this video. Our next post is from a throwaway account from the Am I the Arsehole Here subreddit with an update, of course, that says, "Am I the arsehole here for refusing to help my sister after she didn't show up for my wedding?" So, my 29 female sister, 27 female, and I have always been pretty close, or so I thought. Last year I got married to the love of my life and we had a small, intimate wedding. My sister was supposed to be my maid of honor, but she never showed up. No call, no text, nothing. I was devastated, but I tried to focus on the day and not let it ruin things. Later she explained that she had a panic attack and couldn't handle the pressure. I understood and tried to be supportive, but it still hurt that she didn't even try to let me know. Fast forward to now. My sister is pregnant and recently asked me for help, both financially and with planning her baby shower. She's in a tough spot and I do feel bad for her, but I'm still hurt about the wedding. I told her I'm not in a position to help her right now, and she got really upset, saying that I'm being selfish and holding a grudge. Now, my family is divided. Some say I should let it go and support her, while others think it's fair for me to be upset. So, am I the arsehole here for refusing to help her? Lamb's English says, you're wholly entitled to being pissed off. Siblings often forget they need to uphold their end of being there when they need you to be there. High Nerva says, and instead of showing contrition, she goes on the attack with accusations. I don't think she's sorry for missing your wedding. I think she was jealous and wanted to ruin your day. So she just didn't show up. I wouldn't give her anything, least of all your time and money. Not the arsehole. Turbulent Ebb says, I'm sorry, panic attack or not, who doesn't turn up or even let the bride know they're not going to turn up at a wedding of a sibling? Not the arsehole. I wouldn't be helping her with anything. Boeing says, say this, I'd love to help you with your baby, but I don't think I can handle the pressure. I'm sure you understand. Wearing Shade says, and this person, that person, and that person, the family members who say you should help, seem amenable to helping out at this time. Do give them a call. But the update says, thank you for all your thoughts and advice and support. I'd like to provide a detailed update on the situation and the recent developments. After much reflection, I decided to address the issue directly with my sister. I arranged a meeting with her, aiming to have an honest and open discussion about her absence from my wedding. I felt it was important to articulate how deeply her actions affected me, particularly since she was supposed to be my maid of honor. During our conversation, I started by expressing how hurt and disappointed I was by her not showing up and not even attempting to contact me on the day of the wedding. I told her that her absence, especially given her role, was devastating and made significant impact on my special day. I stressed that her lack of communication made the situation even more painful. My sister's reaction was quite defensive. Instead of acknowledging the hurt she caused, she focused heavily on a panic attack. She claimed that a mental health crisis was so overwhelming that she couldn't manage to reach out, and she expected this to be sufficient justification for her absence. She repeatedly said that I should understand how debilitating her condition was and suggested that I was being unreasonable for holding on to my feelings. I tried to explain that while I understood she was dealing with a serious issue, the lack of communication and the absence on a major day in my life left me feeling abandoned and unsupported. I emphasized that acknowledging the impact of her actions was crucial for moving forward and rebuilding our relationship. The conversation took a frustrating turn when my sister shifted focus to her current struggles. She is pregnant and dealing with financial difficulties, which she attributes to her baby daddy's lack of involvement. She asked for my help with her baby shower and financial support, framing it as a dire need given her challenging circumstances. It became apparent that she was relying heavily on others to make up for her baby daddy's shortcomings. When I mentioned that I wasn't in a position to help financially or with the baby shower, she became upset and accused me of being unsupportive and selfish. She argued that my refusal to help, given her current situation, was further evidence of me holding a grudge. She suggested that families should come together in times of need, even if past grievances haven't been fully resolved. Throughout the discussion, my sister's approach felt dismissive. She seemed to believe that her current struggle should overshadow the past issues and that I should put my feelings aside to support her. Her defensiveness and lack of genuine remorse made it difficult to see a path forward where both of our concerns could be addressed. My parents, who were informed about the situation, have been urging me to be more forgiving and supportive. They believe that families should come together, especially in difficult times. Their perspective has been challenging, and it feels like they're minimizing my own hurt and focusing primarily on my sister's current needs. My husband has been a key source of support. He agrees with my decision to maintain boundaries and not provide support under the current circumstances. He feels that while empathy is important, my sister's failure to take responsibility and a tendency to blame others makes it difficult to justify helping her. In summary, I've decided to stand by my decision not to help with the baby shower or provide financial assistance. My sister's lack of genuine acknowledgement of her past actions and a tendency to deflect blame has solidified my choice. My family remains divided, with some members feeling I should be more supportive and others understanding my need to protect my emotional well-being. Navigating the situation has been emotionally taxing. but I'm focusing on maintaining clear boundaries and ensuring my own needs are met. I hope that over time, my sister may come to understand the impact of her actions and that we might be able to rebuild our relationship. Thank you again for your support and advice." Couple of comments after that one. Jojo D says, "She's suggesting family should come in time of need," and then says, "So if that's true, how come that didn't apply to her during your wedding?" Swanky Celery says, "I have a hard time believing OP's sister would have had that stance if the roles were reversed. Glad OP stuck to her guns." Particular Feeling says, "I agree. Notice how family always tells the victim to be the bigger person. It's such bullshit." Initial Company says, "I'm a bit stuck on your sister being pregnant, not having any money and demanding you pay. Look, if parents and friends are so concerned, why don't they step up and not just pay the whole shebang, but also fix whatever she needs? Yeah, it sucks to have anxiety. I should know, but she refuses to accept she hurt you. Sounds like she is using mental health problems as to get her way. And as someone who works hard to not do just that, it kind of pisses me off. Keep holding on to your boundaries. I don't know your economic situation, but don't set yourself fire just to warm others." Was anyone else picking up towards the end of that post some golden child vibes there, that they were totally dismissive of OP's feelings and how upset they were, but family must come together in times of need? What do you guys make of this situation? Let us know your thoughts down in the comments below, and let's move on to another story. And as I said in the last video / podcast, that a lot of people been sending me neighbor stories that they've been seeing. This one hasn't got an update as well, but it's from the Am I the Arsehole subreddit that says, "Am I the arsehole for exposing an entitled neighbor? Throwaway family and friends have my mane. I, 30 male, live alone in a meh house and working as an engineer. I decided to spoil myself with a nice sports car. It is a 2021 Aston Martin Vantage with a manual transmission for those into cars. It only has 2 seats. Since it's a rear-wheel drive car with a decent amount of power, and I live in Canada, I decided to get a crappy SUV, an old Ford Escape, to use during the winter. During the summer, I use my sports car daily and just leave my winter beater getting dusty. One of my neighbors, mid-20s female, recently got divorced and became a single mum. The financial situation got bad and our ex-husband kept their car. Oh no, we can already see where this is going, can't we? Seeing her struggle, I let her use my winter beater during summer. She was thrilled and thankful. One day of summer, winter beater broke down. Not a surprise. My neighbor was really sad, and when we took it to the mechanic, the repairs would cost more than the car. So it was not worth it. My sports car takes most of my money anyways. I live with not too many things, nor luxuries except my car. I'm not exactly rich. I decided to junk it and winterize my sports car. My neighbor didn't like this decision. Bloody cheeky so-and-so. I said that I wouldn't be paying to repair it, and sadly, she wouldn't have a car anymore. She said she had a trip planned with her kids and asked me for my Vantage. I, of course, refused it, mentioned that she wouldn't be able to drive it, too much power, manual transmission, rear-wheel drive, and it was also a 2-seater, which wouldn't fit her kids anyway. I also don't let anyone else drive it. It's my baby, let alone for a vacation without me. She stormed back to her house and I simply donated my winter beater to a charity. She posted a long rant in a Facebook group of our neighborhood saying I'm a bad neighbor and how I denied her kids a vacation. I replied to it mentioning she doesn't even know how to drive a manual car. It is ridiculously dangerous for someone inexperienced to drive it, and it is a 2-seater. I told her she would be an irresponsible mum if she just put both her kids in the passenger seat. Not only dumb and illegal, but dangerous. And that I have no responsibility in giving my car for 2 weeks for her to go on a trip, no matter the car. It was a massive reply. I also told I was disappointed with her way of thinking for assuming I would just provide a car for her and have nothing to do with her life. The winter beater was a favor, and she was acting entitled for thinking I would provide my Vantage for her. Everyone sided with me and roasted her brutally. Lots of neighbors congratulated me for my decision, but some told me I went too far and should have just ignored her or just said, please remember it's a 2-seater, your kids won't fit. A few friends and relatives also told me it was an arsehole move to do this, and that I don't understand the struggles of being a single mum. Am I the arsehole for exposing her in such an aggressive manner? Absolutely not the arsehole. You do understand that she was struggling because you bloody helped her out in the first place when none of these other people were. Tell them to help her out if that's what they want to do. Bloody bunch of Burks. Can you imagine the absolute entitlement of borrowing someone's car for an amount of time? And when it's not worth it, they get rid of it. And then being so entitled, you're going to Facebook and talking shit about them. I'm glad you called her out. And I feel for anyone who's going through a tough time, especially when you've got children involved and stuff, but it doesn't give you an excuse to be an entitled knobhead either. But our Luna says not the arsehole. She was aggressive and instigated by posting. You responded and shut it down. Sometimes people need a dose of the medicine they're trying to dish out. OP says thank you. Yeah, it was pretty frustrating to see her going in a public attack, even though I gave her tons of reasons why I would not let her have my sports car. The 2-seater factor should be enough. Glad I did well. And there was many people responding to OP in this one saying exactly the same thing. Some people saying, no, should have been enough, which I absolutely agree with, but I also didn't blame OP for defending themselves in this Facebook post at the same time because, they're trying to make OP look bad. There was the potential of it being OP looking like the bad guy to the neighborhood, although, it sounds like she was just shooting herself in the foot in this one. But what do you guys make of this situation? Have you ever had yourself a very own entitled neighbor? That entitled is wild to me, but let us know your thoughts down in the comments below. Now, just a huge thank you from the bottom of my heart for getting involved in today's stories. Your love, your support, your time always means the absolute world to me. So thank you so much. And hopefully I'll see you in the next one. Take care and much love.